Week number 1, Palace Arsenal, 3 o'clock Eastern, right here on USA. Tomorrow, join us from 7 over on Peacock, where we will be right up until our 3rd match window. We start with Fulham Liverpool. Then there are 4 games in that 10 Eastern window, including Tottenham against Southampton. Then it's Chelsea going to Goodison Park to take on Everton on USA tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern. 3 games on Sunday. Leicester, Brentford, Manchester United, Brighton, both on Peacock, both at 9. And we stay on Peacock tomorrow for West Ham against the champions, Manchester City. Kickoff is at 11:30 Eastern. It is back. How delighted is everybody at home? How delighted is everybody here at NBC for our 10th season? Welcome along. I'm Rebecca Lowe, Tim Howard, Robbie Mustoe. You know these guys well. You also know 2 of the guys on the pitch very well from down the years here on NBC, Graham Lasseau, Lee Dixon there at Selhurst Park. And next to them, our big summer signing, the new lead commentator here of the Premier League on NBC. It is our pleasure and honour to welcome to our team this season, Mr. Peter Drury, and I'm going to hand you over to Peter for the first time this season. Peter.
Rebecca, thank you. What a thrill to be here. What a thrill to be in the thick of it, as we hope we will be week on week for the next 9 months or so. What a thrill actually to be on the football pitch itself, where in less than an hour from now the first ball is going to be kicked, chaps, of the first of 380 games. And lead the status quo, first of all, big picture. Status quo, City, Liverpool, 4 or 5 others, and then the rest. Is that entrenched or able to be challenged?
I think it's going to be the best season ever. We say that every year, don't we? But I think the way that Liverpool and Man City have dominated this league over the last few seasons, I don't see too much change in there at the top. But I think the next group of teams who are vying for that 3rd, 4th spot, especially with the North London Giants of Arsenal and Tottenham, the way they've recruited, it's really going to tighten that league up. Not only for those battling at those positions, but also taking points off Liverpool and Man City. And then below that, Chelsea and Manchester United seem to both be in a little bit of a chaotic state right now, and everybody's sort of waiting and waiting, but they'll get their ship in order, there's no doubt about that. At some point, whether for United it's soon enough, I don't know, but Chelsea seem to be buying everybody that's available, or even not available. They're just going out and spending money right now, a little bit late, but it's so exciting. And then the rest of the league as well, down the bottom, the 3 teams coming up. It's going to be a fantastic season, Peter.
I think it should be. Points of difference, Graham. Points of difference, and there is one particular one. There's a World Cup slap bang in the middle of this season.
Yeah, there absolutely is. So the whole rhythm of the season changes quite dramatically. 16 games before, or 16 match weeks, I should say, before the World Cup, and then, you know, the rest of the games afterwards. So, you know, there's already a couple of noises. I think Thomas Tuchel came out today and said that his players are already distracted. I think any manager, any coaching staff, and indeed any player that's got ambitions to play in the tournament should be thinking of the season as 2 seasons in one. You've got 16 games, go and absolutely give everything. Then if you go away with your team to the tournament, that is in itself is a mental break, because it's a change of environment. If you're not going away with your team, it's an excellent opportunity to recoup, have another pre-season, and kick on again after Christmas. So there's plenty of ways of looking at it, but certainly from my point of view, if I was playing now, I'd be looking at it rather than one long season that doesn't have a break, looking at it as 2 separate seasons almost, so you can rectify any issues or continue with your momentum in the second part of the season.
Absolutely. So it's going to be fascinating to see how the coaches deal with that issue. The issue too, which we'll come to during the game, Rebecca, of 5 substitutes. That's another point of change. But it's lovely. It's always the same at this time of year. You always have that lovely sense of familiarity and thrill, whilst at the same time knowing that it's always, every year is deliciously different. T-minus 55, I think.
Brilliant stuff. Peter, Graham and Lee, thank you very much. I think it's that time of year as well where every fan has hope, and then it's the hope that kills you in the end, isn't it? Let's be honest. Going into the season, the chaps touching on the 5 subs, touching on the World Cup, which we'll get to in a second. So many storylines. What's your biggest?
I'm excited for the return of the number 9, because I think this season a lot of teams have done business in that position. Last year, so much we talked about false 9s and different shapes and systems and movements and goals and who's going to score the goals, etc. Different this season. Even from West Ham United, Gianluca Scamacca, exciting Italian strikers, been brought into that football club. They're looking for a striker for a long period of time. Gabriel Jesus, that we showed earlier, is going to be the main number 9. It looks like we're going to see him today at Arsenal. And then, of course, the top 2 teams, and Darwin Núñez at Liverpool, that looks brilliantly sharp in the Community Shield, and Erling Haaland that's obviously going to bring goals to Man City. Now, the way that those 2 integrate are going to be super important, but for me, it's going to be fun to watch. good old-fashioned number 9s again.
And Robbie, when you looked at that Community Shield last week, which was our first glimpse at Haaland, especially with Manchester City, how difficult do you think it's going to be for the rest of the team to adjust to having a big old target man up there that they haven't had for a long time?
Well, just by saying that, a big old target man for Man City, it doesn't seem to go together very well. So, no, I really think that's going to be, I don't know, an issue, because Pep's such a smart coach. I'm sure he'll find a way. But just the small bit of evidence in that game, Haaland's making runs in behind, the ball's not coming, he's going for crosses, the crosses don't come in because that's the way that City play. It's more of a patient, steady build-up, where on the other side of it, Nunez comes on for Liverpool and looks right at home because Liverpool are a little bit different. They get the ball to those front three players really, really quickly. So he's involved, running in behind, he looks sharp, he looks quick. So very different, though the story, of course, with strikers and their new teams is going to be interesting.
OK, so we've got strikers and the return of the number 9. What else is grabbing you, Tim?
The return of the Big Six. Lee touched on it there. When I was playing, the fixture list would come out, and you were so fearful of those games against the Big Six. And when we look at the last few years, nobody was really that fearful of Manchester United or Arsenal or Tottenham. Those teams are back. Chelsea, Tottenham, Arsenal, top 3 biggest spenders in the league. That's not a surprise. I think it's going to be very, very difficult. We've seen in the last few years, Leicester, West Ham, Wolves have kept pace a little bit. I don't think we'll see those teams now. I think the Big Six is back.
Well, let me come back at you, though, with the caveat that Peter was talking about, which is this inclusion of the World Cup for the first time ever in the middle of the season. Do you think that could maybe alter the way a normal Premier League season looks?
It's going to alter the way it looks. Certainly with these teams spending so much money, they're going to have players in reserve, and they're going to have, you know, they've bought quality. They bought that in abundance, so they'll have the advantage. I do think the World Cup hangover is a real thing. Back when Arsene Wenger was coaching Arsenal, he would talk about that all the time. He wanted to rest his players coming out of the World Cup. Managers aren't going to have that luxury this year.
It's going to be so interesting, that first 16 weeks, because you're going to have some players who are going to bust a gut. They've just got to get on that plane to Qatar. Others who are not going to want to get injured as well. So there's going to be people going for it, maybe some not going for it. How do you think it's going to look?
Well, we don't know. This never happened before. So, I mean, it's going to be crazy. I mean, some players, I'm just thinking, Tim, I mean, you've played in World Cups, I haven't, but, like, surely the last few weeks before you go off to the World Cup, which starts like, was it 10 days or a week after, real close, that they won't want to get injured, they won't want to go into tackles. There might be a lessening of the intensity of those players in those clubs, whereas you said other players and other clubs might be going flat out the first few games to try and get themselves a place in the squads. Afterwards, who knows? I mean, players might have played in the World Cup final, and then they've got like a week before they go back into Premier League schedule, where others are rested. Very, very uncertain how it's all going to pan out.
And also for managers, they're going to have another bunch of players back home. Not every club are going to have tons, but some who aren't going to the World Cup have to take their fitness and make sure it's maintained all the way up until Boxing Day. So FIFA and the Premier League have said they can have some friendly games in that 4 weeks. But that's another challenge with this World Cup right in the middle of the season. Hi there, I'm Rebecca Lowe, studio host for NBC's coverage of the Premier League. Don't forget to hit subscribe to watch highlights all season long, and be sure to tune in for Premier League mornings every weekend at 7 a.m. Eastern. And for even more content, head over to Peacock, where we've got live games, original series and a dedicated round-the-clock Premier League channel featuring studio shows, classic matches and much more.